Here's what's coming up on today's show. Celebrity historian Raffi Andonian dives into the wild and wet history of water guns. So let's just say things definitely get a little soaked. You don't want to miss this fun splash of history.
Things are heating up in the weather world and heating up here on Good Day NWA. I'm going to send things back over to you, Jason and Mackenzie.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Man, heating up is right. It's going to be a hot one, and the best way to cool off when it's a hot one is with a super soaker.
So I hear.
That's right. So we had our celebrity friend Raffi Andonian joining us recently to talk about the history of super soakers. Man, did we get wet. Take a look at this.
Almost 40 years ago, the ultimate water gun was invented, the super soaker. Oh my God.
That was way more
God,
than
no way.
Oh, you got me. I got to get you on.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Well, we're going to play Fact or Fiction to find out the story of the super soaker. We're also 11 years old.
We're going to get in trouble for that, what we just did, but that's okay. Here to lead us is celebrity historian Raffi Andonian, and always spraying fun, historical knowledge with us. Thanks for joining us, Raffi. So you've got some facts.
Let's do it.
And we have got, I just drenched your piece of paper also.
Here, hit the flour in on
there you go.
I just covered the iPad. My gosh.
We got to figure out if what you're telling us is the truth or it's a lie.
You got it.
We're ready.
Let's do it.
All right, Raffi.
All right, let's do it.
The inventor of the super soaker was a mechanical and nuclear engineer.
Okay.
What do you think? I can't.
Let's see.
Enter the
I
cone
don't
of
know.
silence.
I kind of want to say that it's true.
Okay, let's say it.
What do you want to say?
Fact.
It is. Something this high tech, of course. Think about it. Now, this guy, believe it or not, Lonnie Johnson is his name. What he did was he worked on nuclear cooling systems at some point as a nuclear engineer, and he worked on space projects for satellites that were out in Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So absolutely, that is true.
Okay,
Nice.
yes.
Okay, great.
What's the second one?
Next?
Lonnie Johnson invented the super soaker from his work on the Air Force's B-52 stealth bomber.
Okay, the B-52s,
Here, let me cover
they
up.
sing Love Shack, so it's a great band.
So that's a false.
So that's, you want to say false?
Yeah,
Fiction.
yeah, say
Fiction.
Fiction.
It is fiction.
It wasn't the B-52, was it? It was some
It
other
was a
plane.
B-52,
Oh, okay.
and he was in the Air Force. He's actually the son of an Air Force veteran himself, World War II veteran.
Okay.
And funny enough, in the Air Force, there's a tradition when you do your final flight, they hose you down. There's a tradition where they do that. Absolutely, that is a big tradition. However, he was not working on the bomb when he was doing that, or the bomber when he was doing that. He was actually working on a heat pump in his bathroom.
Okay.
Had a mistake. It sprung a leak, and he thought, oh, that pressurized system could make a great water gun, and hence he got the super soaker.
Yeah.
Just
Behind
like
the
that in
icon.
the bathroom.
I knew it. I knew that was coming. There we are.
Oh, are you crying? That was so emotional.
Crying because we're having so much fun.
Wow. What else we got, Raffi?
All right. Inventor Lonnie Johnson's inspiration was a guy named George Washington.
He says just a guy named George Washington, so is he talking about a different George Washington?
What if it was this?
So what? Oh, what if it's the same one? Let's say fact and let's
say fact.
fact.
You guys are doing great. It is true.
Yes.
But it's a
We
different
need
George
someone to
Washington. Yeah. George Washington Carver, the famous, of course,
peanut
Tuskegee
butter.
Institute
That
guy.
one,
Now, you know what's
yes.
really cool about that is he himself, Lonnie Johnson, grew up in Alabama, and of course, a couple generations after, George Washington Carver. But he was an inspiration for him as a high school kid. He was the only black entrant in a science fair, won with first place with a robot, believe it or not. This is in the era, coming out of segregation. This is the era that he's doing this in. He went on, like his, idol, George Washington Carver, to get more than 100 patents as an inventor.
That's
Lonnie
amazing.
Johnson did.
Wow,
I'd say he did
that's
pretty
cool.
good emulating George Washington Carver, don't you think?
Yes. And did he patent the super soaker? I'm
Yes,
imagining.
absolutely.
Yes,
Working with a toy company, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, what else do you got?
All right. Number 4. The super soaker sold 200 million toys in almost 200 varieties for $200 billion in sales.
Listen, there's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
200s
200s in that one.
Seems like it could be false.
I just feel like he's kind of a liar.
Look at him.
He looks like a
And no
liar.
matter if he's telling the truth or lying, he's about to get water in the face.
Just let me know.
All right, so
before
we
you
want to say fiction?
Let's say fiction.
All right. Fiction.
You're correct. It is fiction. You guys are doing great.
Oh.
Now, the funny thing is, all those numbers are true except for the 200 billion in sales.
Was it more?
Because it'd have to be.
Or less?
It was less because it had to be $1,000 a gun for it to be that. So if you look at the math closely in the question, then it would kind of reveal itself as fiction, right?
Yeah.
However, those numbers for almost 200 varieties and having those hundreds of millions of sales is actually accurate. He's actually in the Toy Hall of Fame. This Super Soaker is in the Toy Hall of Fame, and was the #1 selling water gun toy of all time. So here's a guy who's still alive, by the way. You look him up, and he's still alive, who left his mark with hundreds of patents as an engineer in all kinds of industries. But one of the fun things that came out of this is this, and a Nerf blaster, for example, is also him.
What?
He's left his mark on the toy industry. If you go on the Toy Hall of Fame website, you see a little bio of him that's pretty cool. Lonnie Johnson.
Lonnie is a legend.
He is
living
he is a legend.
Yeah.
But I don't like that you guys got all of these correct, so I'm going to punish you with a little bit.
I know.
Stay with us. We got more Good Day in WA coming up. Ready for this?
I'm going home.
I can't get it to work.
I'm hiding behind the desk.
You're out of bullet.